today.
I'm a little bit disappointed, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Going into the bans here. Oh, that's a fast ban on the ban.
I'll get better. They want to start, man. They're ready to rumble.
Yeah.
They're just like, you know what? Speed picks time. Nyx Assassin being banned.
Out here.
The 1-2 punch coming out. There's the Wisp, the counter blow. Are they going to keep going? There's the Keeper of the Light. Here we go into the first pick stage. In the red corner. Red corner. Right corner? Red corner.
Red.
Red. Who's red, though?
Red is the Dire.
Because blue is in the... yeah, that's true, actually. And
Yeah.
then in the green corner, I guess.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
we'll
unless you're colorblind. If you play this in colorblind mode, then you probably...
What would the colors be?
Well, it would be red and blue.
Is it red and blue in colorblind?
Yep.
Cool. The more you know.
Or, well, colorblind mode isn't actually enabled yet in Dota 2, but you can edit the values to it, and that's the most common color to replace green with.
Mm.
Reserve
Fair
time.
enough, fair enough.
Yeah. Shadow Demon first picked. Wow.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Shadow Demon first pick in quite a while. It could be a potential pick just to deal with maybe a Lifestealer pick early. We've seen it pretty much every game.
This leaves
Lifestealer.
both Magnus and Darks are open if Red in the Dark decide to go for it.
Yep. That's actually pretty interesting. That's kind of scary. We'll see what they decide to do. There's the Darkseer.
That's one of them.
And the Lifestealer instead, actually.
Lifestealer is just a really popular pick today.
Man, it's the flavor of the month, and it's a really strong flavor of the month because it's doing so much. Like, just that hero's strong at all stages of the game, and you can play him anywhere, right? You can play him safe. You can play him in an aggressive tri lane. You can even dual mid him, and he's still a really strong hero.
Mm-hmm. Although you shouldn't really try to jungle him. That's a pub strategy only. Don't ever make me do that again, Orbit. Ever.
10 seconds
Oh yeah.
remaining.
Don't ever do it again.
Hey, we won that game.
Oh, well, barely, and it wasn't thanks to me.
I thought you enjoyed your PvE.
I didn't enjoy it at all.
Oh, damn.
It was a very slow PvE. I don't know if that was a player error or just a lack in strategy.
No, actually, poor. Anyways, going into this game, as we had mentioned, Game 2 of the semifinals of the GosuCup Americas. Just waiting on Broccoli to finish a second and third pick. A little bit of a slower picks now coming out from them. Maybe taking a little bit more thought now that the bans have gone by so quickly.
Reserve time.
There's the Magnus, actually.
Oh!
That's
Going for the Magnus and Faceless Void combo here. I really, really like this combo. On top of that, Faceless Void picked up this early means that they're probably going to pick something even more controversial later on.
We'll see what Team Rant in the Dark now decide to do with this. I mean, something that does well against Void is the fact that they could do an aggressive tri lane with the Lifestealer. Just Lifestealer is really strong. Like, I keep going back to this fact, but he's just such a strong hero right now that can deal well in almost any lane. They're going to actually go for the Queen of Pain. Just a hero that can really cement really good control in the mid lane. If she's going to be up against the Magnus, for sure, she'll have a good CSing advantage there, to say the least.
Queen of Pain picked up. Yeah, I like it. I'm a massive fan of Queen of Pain here.
If she gets caught in that Chronosphere, it could be pretty tricky, though. Because she is, of course, a very squishy hero.
Typically, you have the mobility to not get caught out, though, I feel. With that blink, you should be able to kind of sit back and wait until the Faceless Void decides to drop the Chronosphere, and then blink accordingly.
While I am a fan of Queen of Pain, and in general, I don't think it was the strongest third pick that they could have done. Of course, this is my opinion. These guys are much better than me as players. I would have liked to go for a Rubik, maybe. And there it is as a ban right now. If only due to the fact that, I mean, there's a lot of good spells already with the Chronosphere, the Reverse Polarity. Even Disruptions used properly could do very well if stolen. Of course, GraTs, though, wants none of that. Bans the Rubik almost immediately after the Queen of Pain has been picked up. And that's not going to be seen in this game.
So, we're probably going to see a lot of support bans coming out from GraTs, though, here. Just because there's not a single support picked up here, right?
Radiant team
on Rat in the Dark yet. And I'm
Tinker.
not quite sure what we're gonna see. That Tinker ban is pretty interesting, I think.
Just a hero that does very well against Queen of Pain in the mid. So they're probably going to be banning strong mid heroes right now. We'll see what their second ban is, of course. Not only that, but I mean, if you get a good Chronosphere off with a Tinker, I mean, that's like a couple of March of the Machines there. That's going to do massive damage to your team.
I would really like to see a less rank ban here.
10
If
seconds
GraTs aren't
remaining.
gonna pick it up, then I think they should ban it, because you don't want a
5
strong
seconds
pushing team against
remaining.
Faceless Void. You want to stall the game to the late game as far as you can.
Yep.
Reserve time.
It also has some pretty good synergy with the Darkseer Vacuum as
Yeah.
well. Not only like I mean, Queen of Pain Darkseer
Dire
alone is a
team
very
ban.
potent combination, but if you can like hold them there just a little bit longer too, it's still quite strong.
Banning out the Undying is I don't think that's the best ban here actually, because if Rat in the Dark would have picked that up, they would have had 4 heroes without a stun, and against the Faceless Void, that's typically not what you want. You want to be able to control them in that Chronosphere.
Yep, they could also be protecting against a potential 3v3 lane if it was
Radiant
Lifestealer,
team
Undying,
ban.
and maybe one other hero. For example, the Lesh. That would be a really strong tri lane to deal with if you are safe laning a Faceless Void tri lane.
Yeah, and it also is a strong pushing hero. Kind of going back to that, talking about the less rank ban. You just don't want pushing
Windrunner being
heroes.
banned now. Once again, kind of, although we do see Windrunner in the long lane, of course, Windrunner against Queen of Pain does relatively decently mid, so I wouldn't actually be too surprised if we saw a Puck ban as the next ban. It synergizes really well with the Magnus as well as the Faceless Void. You can blink into a good position, although you would go
10
into the Chronosphere
seconds
as soon as it's
remaining.
done. If you get a nice Waning Rift off, that's another really nice chain silence that you could do
5
with the Chronosphere.
seconds remaining.
And it does very well against the Queen of Pain in the mid lane. So we'll see if they decide to ban Puck as their last ban or not.
Reserve time.
As for Broccoli and his squad, Broccoli, man, I love that name. It's
It's
such a
just
good
so
name.
good, yeah. Now that you've actually pointed out what this is to me, the display picture, I like it
yeah.
even more.
Broccoli Dota, man.
Broccoli Dota. Lina
Lina being the final ban. Interesting that they're the
Dire
ones to ban
team
it, though.
ban.
Yeah.
Probably just worried about aggressive try heroes. Come on, be a Puck ban. Make me look smart in front of the viewers.
Yeah, I think it should be a puck ban, actually. I completely agree with you. I think it is
We'll see.
the top ban right here.
It could be something else. They're actually
yeah,
going to ban the
there we
Ledge
go,
for
the
the
Ledge
synergy
rank.
with the Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
So,
Radiant
yeah,
team pick.
makes sense. Unfortunately, I look like a fool. We'll see if Puck's going to be picked or not, though. I mean, I think it's a really strong pick in this game for GraTs, though. Still waiting. Templar Assassin would also be a decent pickup. It does pretty well against the Queen of Pain. It really depends on how much effort is given to the mid lane. I mean, in
10
terms of sentry
seconds
wards or
remaining.
something else.
Yeah, it's a matchup that kind of comes down to individual skill.
5 seconds
With a sentry
remaining.
ward, Queen of Pain has quite of a massive advantage, but if she doesn't have it, then it comes down to the Templar Assassin,
Reserve
who's
time.
dodging that Shadow Strike with the meld. And it is a fairly even matchup, I think.
I've actually seen without sentries, there
Dire
are ways to
team
do this,
pick.
but I think the matchup is really determined in the first 3 levels if you are doing it sentryless. If Queen of Pain can't get a decent advantage in the mid lane in the first 3 levels, then she's going to have a bit of a problem against TA. Otherwise, she could do pretty well. If she gets a good enough advantage, at least. Sankin going to be the next pickup. Really nice synergy. We've seen this actually a lot in terms of popularity in the Eastern scene.
Yeah.
Having a support Sanking. Just the
10
synergy with
seconds
not only
remaining.
like the holding spells of the reverse polarity and the Chronosphere, but if he gets a good blink
5
dagger up,
seconds remaining.
Queen of Pain is going to take a lot of damage relatively quickly before she might even be able to react. And she is a squishy
Reserve
burst
time.
hero.
Yeah, we've actually seen it an insane amount in the SEA League casted by Beyond the Summit. It's just been picked so much with the Magnus for the reason you just pointed out. It's that Epicenter does a lot of magic damage very fast, and if you can hold people in place for it, then you're pretty much guaranteed a one-team fight. It's gonna take a miracle for the entire enemy team to survive that.
Yep. Just waiting on pretty much the 4 and 5 heroes, the utility as well as the support, I guess you could call them. From Team Rat in the Dark. See what they decide to pick up right now. There isn't too much support left, really. I mean, there is a Jakiro, which could be picked up right now, which could do pretty well in terms of just area control. But we'll see what they decide to do.
Ancient
A
version
being
again.
picked up. Yeah.
Radiant team pick.
I like it better in this case with
Yeah.
the Lifestealer.
Yeah, for sure. It is a very good hero to combo with Lifestealer. Just because
The
of that
open wounds pretty much
yeah.
guarantees gold feed to hit.
Yeah.
Just waiting on the last pickup now. Most likely either a mid lane or an off lane. They could run the Magnus in the off lane. More often than not, you'll see it mid nowadays.
10 seconds remaining.
Just to get a faster Arcane Boots Blink Dagger up and then maybe start working towards a refresher. Bane going to be the final pick. I wonder how they're going to lane this
Two games in a row. Yeah, it's probably... Oh, Bane mid maybe? Dead and Feeble is very strong in a 1v1 situation, as we both know.
I've experimented this with this more than once in the past.
Dazzle is going to be the final pickup here. I love Dazzle. I want to see him way more.
That's a really interesting pick too.
Yeah.
He has some pretty nice burst damage with his Shallow Wave, I believe it's called. Yeah, Shadow Wave.
Yeah, Shadow Wave.
I was thinking Shallow Grave.
Oh, too similar. I'm gonna make that mistake a lot now. Uh-oh.
Something really interesting to note is that both of his kind of damage-dealing spells, the Shadow Wave as well as the Poison Touch, are both physical damage as well. So it works pretty well. Bane pretty much running right off the bat. It's going to be a long lane Bane, actually. I'll go over the heroes right now. For Team GraTs, though, we have Brock Lee Dota playing the Shadow Demon in the support. He's going to be assisted by Defect playing the Sand King. They look like they're moving towards the top lane for now. The Faceless Void kind of left alone for now. He's going to be played by FOS. And finally, in the mid lane, we have XX Elite XX. And as mentioned previously, the Bane hiding here with the ThO, going to be playing the long lane. Getting level 1 Nightmare.
And on the dire side, we have Boogie hitting up that hard support role. Once again, playing his Ancient Aberration this game. Gonna be supported by the JRX. Probably going to be the second support, but he did buy more consumables in the early game. Not as much stats, so could actually be the 5 in this game.
Look at that. That's an interesting word. They actually block off the easy spawn with this.
And also the pull camp is also blocked. This actually stops it. This is going to allow Sifla to farm up on his Lifestealer. Quite a bit better. Not having to deal with those pulls is very important in an aggressive lane. Lapis is going to be the Darkseer in the mid lane. I'm not quite sure how I like this. I think the Queen of Pain should have probably been up there. Or in the mid lane.
Yeah, interesting.
Queen of Pain, of course, played by Spin.
I think this is ideal for... I guess, I'm trying to think of who this really favors. It all comes down to the bottom lane. I feel like Queen of Pain's going to have a decent advantage in the top lane in a 1v1 against the Bane. Especially just because he's skilled Nightmare level 1, he doesn't have the Enfeeble to try to cement an early advantage. The mid lane could potentially be relatively even as well. They're both sitting even in terms of CS right now. Of course, Darkseer is going to make it pretty hard for the Magnus, but at the same time, Magnus can always farm decently well under tower with his Shockwave too. For the time being, it looks like the advantage in the bot lane is going to be favoring the Dire. Oh, that sentry missing actually there. Wow, pretty much on the dot ping there for that word.
Yeah.
So they know it's there. We'll see if they want to counter it with the second word or not.
Well, it's pretty hard to counter it actually. Well, no, it isn't. You can place it on the other side of these trees. You can place it over here. But you can't place it over here. You can't, because then it's going to be blocked.
Yep. Here it comes. The counter word squad. They ping out where they want it. As you had mentioned, it is going to be most likely to the left there. Oh, he actually puts it in the forest. Does the job. I mean, that's really all they need it for.
Yeah.
Magnus getting a relatively early bottle. They both actually have bottles up right now. So Darkseer doing really well. Actually, Magnus sitting at the CS advantage right now, but not... I mean, I think it's just going to be a farming lane in the mid lane.
Something to point out is that this Dazzle actually bought 4 wards right from the start. Spending a lot of gold, just being making
Ancient
sure
Apparition actually... Oh, I was going to say he was going to be in an interesting situation there. Yeah. In a position, I mean... Oh, is this Darkseer going to be able to get the rune? Doesn't look like it.
Oh, this is an important rune for the Radiant's bottom lane. The haste rune means that they're probably going to be able to at least initiate and then back off as much as they feel like it.
Oh. They actually use it more defensively right now. He's going to run around the side here in the top. He's trying to just cause havoc a little bit. He only has his haste rune for about another 8 seconds or so. Just has to make sure that he uses it to his maximum potential. As he is, he's taking a lot of pot shots, I guess, onto this Lifestealer.
Shallow Grave picked up very early on this Dazzle, and that's very defensive when you're in an aggressive tri lane. But it
I like it.
probably means that they're gonna look to do some diving.
Yeah. I really like it. They're just worried, like, they want to get the upper hand in these engagements in a 3v3 lane. I mean, it's just so important for that reason alone, that it is a 3v3 lane. 3 heroes really depend on this lane for their good starts. And in terms of good starts, actually, Lifestealer has a little bit of an edge over this Faceless Void. The thing about having a melee support in that Sanking is that you have 2 heroes denying against this Faceless Void in the form of Dazzle and AA, whereas on the other hand, Sanking has to get in pretty close to help deny against the Lifestealer. So it could be a potential way to go on the Sanking, or someone else if they get too close to help deny.
Also, in a tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario, Sanking usually isn't the melee support that you want to have, because Burrow Strike has such a low range on level 1, and you're gonna be pretty experienced to start. Oh, actually, hold
speaking
that
of which, actually, they're going on the Faceless Void. Disruption comes out from the Shadow Demon. He's gonna try to use his Tango as well as Time Walk out, taking quite a bit of damage though. So good play coming out of the Dire, just trying to cement an early advantage there in the bot lane.
Definitely.
Which is, as we mentioned, oh so important here.
Yeah, but that kind of actually reinforces my point that I was trying to make, that Sanking can't really do a lot of supporting in this lane because he has to get so close to actually hit that Burrow Strike. I mean, he didn't do anything right there to help out his Faceless Void because he couldn't. Like,
yeah, exactly. Nice counter wording as well coming out of the Dire. Really trying to make sure they have whatever advantage they can. Another couple of shots being taken onto this Faceless Void. He's skilled his second point in Time Lock. No points in Backtrack yet, actually. That's pretty aggressive of him.
Bane falling within of 1 Shadow Strike take of falling, but makes it out okay.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's actually pretty pretty big. He's sitting at 4.5.
Bottom lane, bottom lane.
5.5. Yep, they're going to go onto this Faceless Void. He manages to barely get out in time from that gold feed. Just a little bit of harassment damage, but I mean, he's sitting at 1 Tango and 1 Salve now, so if they can get that those consumables away from him, it'll be pretty good. Pulls now starting to happen though, from Team GraTs though. Just trying to get a little bit more control into this lane, get additional farm going on. Oh, is the Sanking in a bad position right now?
Should be okay. Nope. Just because he ate that tree earlier.
Yep.
Just providing an extra escape route, and also being able to pull this camp down here. It's very important. Not able to get it this time, but just more options is never bad, really, when you're trying to make the best of a bad situation.
Yep. Pretty early Arcane Boots now coming out from this Magnus. He has enough money for them now. The Courier most likely is going to be on its way.
Yeah. To
deposit the Arcane Boots as well as his bottle, which he has been bottle coring, of course. Dark's here getting the second rune of the game, being an illusion rune, I believe. Look how much damage this Bane is taking, as well as the Queen of Pain. This is a pretty high impact lane, although it doesn't really seem like it, but she's only sitting at 120 health.
Yeah.
Bane goes top actually to help rune check here. Queen of Pain really scared as well. She can't farm yet because even though the creeps are under tower for her, she doesn't know where the Bane is. Bane actually gets the regen as well. He's only sitting at level 5 right now. Oh man, are they going to be able to get this kill? It looks like it. Is he going to be able to get the shockwave? Yeah. Oh. Weird shockwave, but Bane ends up getting the first blood. A well-placed brain sap there, as well as a nightmare, just to guarantee the kill. And he has the regen rune, so he's just going to pop his regen. There it goes. They're going to smoke up top now as well, and potentially get a pick off on this Queen of Pain now that Bane has his 5-second Fiend's Grip channeling ultimate.
Interesting that Sleazel didn't decide to pick up a single point in Enfeeble in a 1v1.
Here it comes. Is he going to use it right away? Yes, he does. This is pretty much a guaranteed kill as well. Nice play there. Great smoking. That pretty much helps them get a healthy advantage in both their mid lane as well as the top lane for GraTs, though. A little bit of an iffy play. Like, they had just killed the Darkseer in the mid lane, and then they were both gone from the mid lane, which means that they got to be somewhere, right? If he was killed at the top rune, it kind of means that they might go gank top right after, especially that the Fiend's Grip now was able to be gotten for the Bane.
Yeah, a little bit greedy from the Queen of Pain. I believe she actually blinked into the side shop.
Oh, wow, nice reverse polarity onto the mid lane, and he's going to skewer him back with the Bane here. He's going to use Brain Tap as well. They're just waiting for the... He kept enough for the Nightmare, just in case they would use the Surge to get away with the Darkseer.
And I actually thought they were going to do this on the top lane to the Queen of Pain once more, rather than the Darkseer in the mid lane. But deciding, nope, Darkseer is going to be the first one we see, we're going to go for him.
Yep, really nice tag team collaborations there coming out of both Sleazel and Elite.
Looking at the bottom lane.
Oh, Yeah, are they engaging? They're being really aggressive. They wanted to engage there, but just nice positioning from the supports, as well as just Faceless Void backing off wisely makes sure that, you know, they don't get the advantage that they so desire from that bot lane.
A little bit
it's really
giving
just
it away with that Ancient Apparition using the chilling touch right there, or the blue hands as it's commonly called by my friends who don't know the names of spells.
Blue hands.
Blue hands. But when you use it like that, you're pretty much saying, oh, we're just gonna go for attacks on you now, and it'll be cool if you really don't run away from us, because we want to kill you.
Shadow Demon gets the Invis Rune and makes his way towards the top. Oh, they're actually going on the Faceless Void right now. He's gonna use his Time Walk to get away. And man, that spell is saving his life.
Yeah,
for sure.
It is so good against Cold
It's
Feet
even
right
just
here.
level 1 too, which is funny. Man, Magnus rotating top, but they might actually try to go onto this bot lane right now. We'll see which one they decide to go on first. Of course, there is a Fiend's Grip available on the Bane once again. He could just pretty much use his Brain Sap as well as his Fiend's Grip almost instantly, and it would be a guaranteed kill. Queen of Pain knows something's up though, and she backs off wisely.
Yeah. And I mean, this is just the miscall.
Oh, they're going onto this Faceless Void. He actually gets stunned by the Cold Feet. Nice follow-up with that Poison Touch. They're going to most likely get the kill onto this Faceless Void. Are they one more attack? They actually end up getting the kill. That's a really important pick-off for them as well. Shadow Demon, on the other hand, manages to escape with his life. That's the kill they're looking for in that lane. And that's their first kill of the game.
This Magnus is being very patient on the top lane.
Yep.
Queen of Pain is playing very safe though.
Yeah. She knows the Bane ulti's up, and they know that the Magnus is of course missing.
Yeah, and especially they know that because of the Sand King sitting in the mid lane. They know that Magnus isn't hiding in the trees or anything. They know that he's actually missing, looking for kills.
Yep. Oh man, are they diving? Yep, they are diving. There comes the Fiend's Grip, but pretty much instantaneous DB coming out of the Dazzle. But is he going to use his ultimate? Yep, he manages to, oh no. He used his Shallow Grave Bomb himself, actually, and that's going to be a double kill. I think he wanted to use that on that Queen of Pain. Unfortunately, he used it on himself instead. TP's going home now from the Bane, expecting the rotation from the Darks here. Magnus sitting at pretty healthy CS, so he's just going to walk out. Nice play once again, man.
Oh,
the Bane as well as
Magnus.
Yeah, that's a really important pickup too.
Yeah, very fast.
Really strong play though, coming out of those two heroes. Anytime their ultimates are up, they're making things happen, and it all started with the top lane. Faceless Void gets the haste. Is he going to try to go onto this Ancient Apparition? He's at level 6 right now too. He could have probably gone. They're actually going to get the oh wow, nice bash proc too. He really wants that kill. They're going to chase. At the same time, Shadow Demon TP's out, so not only does he really secure his safety, but they get a kill on that Ancient Apparition. First hit time walk as well. Man, they're doing as much as possible here, but he's still hasted. He's just going to walk away. And now this might be a little bit too greedy coming out of the Queen of Pain as well as the Lifestealer. Sand King, unfortunately, only level 2 Burrow Strike. Not enough range to get the stun off onto the Queen of Pain. And of course, she does have her blink, just in case.
Is under attack.
Oh, look how aggressive this Magnus is being onto this Darks here in the top lane. He's forced to use his Surge away. Is he gonna... Wow, he blinks forward. Doesn't want to use his Cure yet in case of a potential TP, but now that he's away, they're gonna use it. And he might get the last hit. Oh man, the vacuum! Is he gonna be able to get out in time? TP forced as well. Nice play there. Good TP support as well. He escapes with 16 health, most likely around 12 health before regen.
Yeah.
Good play from the Darks here. Survivability at its finest.
Survivability at its finest. He's a survivor.
He is. This is kind of the opposite of the first game, in the sense that the farmers really are now on the side of the Dire of Rat, and then it's up to really GraTs though to make use of their heroes to their advantage, and they are doing so. I mean, it's 6-1 right now. In terms of gold though, as well as experience, relatively even. If only due to the amount of rotation coming out of both the Bane and the Magnus. More so the Magnus, but he's picking up items as a result.
Yeah. And I mean, he is taking the... He kind of farmed really well in the mid lane, and then getting the kills with the Bane on the Darkseer kind of just cemented the power in that solo mid lane.
The 007 attempt, this gank from behind, using his Fiend's Grip onto the Darkseer. They're going to most likely be able to get this kill. Does he have to use a reverse polarity though? Doesn't look like it. They could actually use it. Do they spot the Dazzle? They didn't actually
saw him. No.
Yeah. Once again though, the tag team, man.
It's being
nice
so
play.
effective for them.
Both of them hiding in the side shop there. That's why I said double.
Look at bottom lane.
Yeah, they want something to happen maybe. Is he going to use a Chronosphere? That is the question. Oh, uses Cold Feet first actually, and decides against it. Blink forward as well as reverse polarity onto this Lifestealer. He does have Infest up though, deciding against using it for now. That's a pretty strange decision. but the ultimate coming out of the Queen of Pain as well. Wow, look at the amount of AoE damage. They pretty much melt the Faceless Void, as well as the Magnus going down there too. Queen of Pain, great TP support there too. And she has a lot of mana still. Is she going to keep going? Nightmare being used onto the Queen of Pain just to slow down her chase. Actually being used. He surges the Queen of Pain and then takes the Nightmare off. Is she chasing though? Doesn't look like it. Everyone's back off in time. Nice kill. Yet another kill on the also important Faceless Void in this game. He's pretty gimped right now.
Cheeky play right there from the Sanking in the mid lane, actually trying to dodge the Shadow Wave with this Sandstorm, I think it's called. Yeah, Sandstorm.
I don't think he can. Oh man.
No, he can't. But
Radiant's
it was a good attempt.
tower is under attack.
You can dodge the poison touch at least.
Yeah, you can dodge projectiles with it, but Shadow Wave isn't a projectile.
Yep. Looks like they're gonna start, wailing a little bit onto this bottom tower for Team Rat, just trying to get a position in terms of map control.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, aggressive movement coming out from the Darkseer. They managed to see the Shadow Demon. Doesn't really want to engage on him though.
Darkseer does have his mech if he decides to buy it, and he just did. Yeah, that's gonna be a very important pickup. If only because it kinda shuts down this tag team combo.
Another question is, who's going to be the mech carrier for the Radiant team? It looks like Bane's going towards a Force Staff, so he isn't going to be the one, that's for sure. And it doesn't seem like, Sanking almost always goes for Arcane into Blink Dagger, so maybe it's going to be a really late one with Shadow Demon picking it up.
Yeah.
It's a really important item for mid-game teamfights, though.
Yeah, it is. And, with this mech timing, it's not on him yet, but they're already looking to push up this mid lane.
Yep. Reverse Polarity is up. Doesn't look like they want to engage though in the mid lane. This could be a 1-for-1 tower trade. Void getting the last hit on this tower right now. That's very important for him. He's only at 46 CS and 14. But yep, they might want to do this. Yep. Is he gonna go? Nice Burrow Strike onto the Darkseer. Blink forward as well as a Skewer back onto the Darkseer. He's gonna vacuum as well as Wall now. Is he gonna be able to get out? Doesn't look like it. But he is the only casualty in that fight. Unfortunately, though, it was a tower kill as well as a kill onto the Darkseer. Yeah. They didn't take the mid tower.
Yeah, GraTs still managing to save their tower is very important right there, because if the enemy team is looking to trade, you want to make sure they don't, right? It makes sense. You just want to make sure that you get the better end of it, and they just basically nullified the entire deal. There was no trade going on.
Yep. I feel like if he had the mech there, it could have been a much different fight. They may have wanted even to engage into that. Especially with the Queen of Pain ultimate being up. However, he didn't have it on him, and it was a really far way to die for a fight, so they decided, you know what, Darkseer, take one for the team.
Take one for the team. Yeah, if they dive that, it's potentially a few more kills going the way of GraTs though, and they don't want that. They don't want that at all.
A little bit of a congregation still in the mid lane for the Dire. They want to take that tower down. They know that, however, they know Reverse Polarity is still up because it wasn't used in that kill for the Darkseer, so it's a little scary to go into this. There's a lot of team fight available right now for the Radiant, for Team GraTs though. Epicenter, of course, Sanking being level 7 now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Kind of a stalemate right now. Neither team really wants to engage this. Or rather, the Dire don't want to rush into a Reverse Polarity. And that makes sense, as you pointed out.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I can kind of see the reasoning for having a delayed mech. Ancient Apparition Ultimate, of course, with the Ice Blast means that no healing is going to be able to happen for anyone affected by it. So it's not the most efficient item. It's still a very good item for anyone not affected by Ancient Apparition, or if you can get it off before the ultimate hits. But there is some sort of thought process behind delaying a mech, or maybe even just not getting it, and instead going for more mobility-focused items to potentially dodge spells, like Sleazel has done with his Bane, picking up that Force Staff.
And if you can't dodge the AA ulti, the item you look towards is a pipe. Oh, actually, AA ulti. Where was it? Top lane?
Yeah. Great dodge there by Broccoli. Oh, they're using Fiend's Grip onto this Darkseer. They're probably going to combo this. Wow, excellent Blink Forward and Reverse Polarity hits 3 heroes, channeling the Epicenter, but it's not even needed. They got all the damage there alone with those Magnus as well as Bane plays. That's 3 heroes down in the mid lane. The Ancient Apparition Dazzle as well as the Darkseer. Nice play. Great Blink Forward and Reverse Polarity. Elite as well as Sleazel have been really playing their A game this game.
Yeah, that was really impressive to see. That's kind of just a wombo combo that I talked about earlier during the drafting phase with the Sanking and Magnus. Epicenter not even needed right there. But
Yeah, seriously. Oh, ultimate forward into this mid lane. Are they going to blink forward as well as a great ultimate there by the Queen of Pain, catching barely the sanking. She's going to keep chasing. If she can get... She doesn't really have enough mana
any mana,
no. Yeah.
And no bottle charges, so not able to follow up, but... One kill and saving the tower. It could have... I mean, it could have been better, but it's still very good. And I think they're going to be able to push down this mid tower now, so...
Maelstrom now picked up onto this Faceless Void, so he does have his first damage item. It's 18 minutes into the game, so it's a little bit slow. They want to defend this, actually. Is he going to use his Chronosphere right now? Looks like he is. Nice Chronosphere, too, hitting the edge. He's going to get stunned by the Cold Feet, though, as well as a nice Shallow Grave coming out from that Dazzle. However, the Shadow Demon ultimate, look how small that... Oh, that's unfortunate. Pretty small ultimate there from the Ancient Apparition, just because it was so close and so slow, so it was easy to dodge. However, it does the job. It forces everyone back. Oh, a nice last hit by the Lifestealer. An attempt to deny it by the Bane, but unfortunately a double damage Lifestealer just does so much more damage than you.
And that Lifestealer also has his armlet and a drum. He's actually very, very farmed.
Yeah.
Being the top farmer on his team.
Actually, in terms of farm, I mean, look at the Queen of Pain versus the Bane. In that top lane matchup, 74 to 34 in 18 minutes. While you can say Bane has had a really pivotal role in these team fights, he's sitting at 6-0 actually. Really nice play. But because of the lack of CS, like if you look at the gold per minute, they're pretty much even. Another dodged Ice Blast. The Ice Blasts have been a little bit off mark. They got a really good one though to kill the Sanking in the mid lane previously.
Speaking of Sanking, he has his Arcane Boots now. Very important item, and that means that he's able to move on to his Blink Dagger. Being able to farm that up as fast as possible. Wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up a few points in Caustic Finale, just to be able to farm faster, but we might not see that for a while. Typically it happens eventually. Especially because you don't really need skill stats when you do have those Arcane Boots. You're gonna have mana to combo anyway. Arcane Boots, so...
Yep. How many Arcane Boots are on that team?
I know 3, at least.
Yep.
Yeah, 3.
3 right now. Maybe Shadow Demon will get them. Probably not, though. Maybe
no,
more
most likely gonna go for Treads, I feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to be able to live, and put out more disruptions in that fight.
It'll be interesting to see if Faceless Void decides to go for a BKB next. It's not going to give him that much damage, but in terms of survivability, I mean, Queen of Pain's just chunking everyone on the Radiant team right now.
Yeah, it could be a BKB. If it's not a BKB, it's probably gonna be something damage oriented, and I kind of look towards a butterfly then. But that's a very big investment. So you don't want to go into it if you're not sure of it.
Yeah, the rotation from the Radiant kind of looked like they want to be a bit more aggressive on this Lifestealer, but defensive teleport as well coming out from Team Rat. They're playing relatively safe. Look at the amount of pings coming out. Ping Dota. 20 minutes now into the game, pretty much. In terms of the graphs, actually, we have about a 2,000 gold advantage, so nothing too major. It is in favor of Team Graphs, though, as well as the 5,000 XP lead, so a little bit more experience. It's a small advantage. I wouldn't classify it as like a big advantage yet, but I mean, they can compound it. They can snowball something like that.
We see
smoke actually, yeah. Gonna be important. We'll see which path they decide to take, or if they decide to just run into Roche. They do go into Roche, and this ward will not be able to see them unless they run up top like that. There you go, it's pinged out. They know it's there. Because of that sentry ward, just being able to see it. We'll see if they decide to do anything against this.
Yeah.
If they had all gone into Roche, though, nothing would have been seen. They wouldn't be able to do something against this. Counter smoke as well. This is going to be a really major fight right now. I actually think this is going to favor Team GraTs though, because of the enclosed space that it's in. At least the Ancient Apparition as well as the Dazzle are in really good places. They're actually there. They use the ultimate actually on his team. Ooh, they nightmared the Ancient Apparition. He's going to get Chronosphered. Both hits both the Lifestealer as well as the Ancient Apparition. Nice Shallow Grave onto the AA, but a skewer forward as well as the Magnus Reverse Polarity onto 2. A nice vacuum counter initiation. Look at the amount of damage coming out. Everyone's low. Is Queen of Pain gets, wow, she uses her Scream of Pain, gets a double kill, but she's going to get taken out by the Shadow Demon. Bane actually ends up picking up the last hit there. Everyone running for their lives. 4 heroes down right now. 4 staff away and TP out for the Bane. And they might continue on to this Roche. That was a pretty hectic fight right now.
How did that even happen? I mean, we were talking about how GraTs were going to have the advantage of that fight, but I mean, they weren't able to get it. 4 for 1?
It was 2
4 for
buybacks,
2.
though. That is the big
Oh,
thing.
4 for 3? Oh, okay. That, I only saw one buyback on the Queen of Pain.
The Queen of Pain as well as the Lifestealer both bought back, so it was a really even fight. But these buybacks allow them to get the Roche, so that might be pretty important here. This is still a really even game, though. I mean, it's 16-8 in terms of kills, but at the same time, I mean, the Dire played that very smart. They had their buybacks ready. They did very well in terms of the Queen of Pain just getting as much damage as possible into that fight. He had multiple Screams of Pain and a really nice Sonic Wave. A nice play there by the Dazzle as well, making sure he can Shallow Grave the Ancient Apparition. So they really tried to survive as long as possible and made use of everything.
Something interesting to point out is that Magnus chose to skewer in rather than blink, and that didn't really allow him to get the reverse polarity on 4 heroes, but instead only got it on 2. 2 heroes that were already pretty much dead, so a little bit of a misplay, maybe.
Take a look at the swing right now. I mean, that fight favored the Dire for sure, and it's getting closer to an even game now. So it can go either way right now. Some smart plays.
Definitely, definitely. Looking at this Bane, actually, moving towards the Rod of Athos next.
That's pretty interesting.
That is
actually, what is he? Look at his items.
Yeah, well, that is
so random.
Well, it could
be Necrobook.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be Necrobook, and then just a casual bit booster.
It could be, yeah.
Keeping his options open though. I'd rather him have gone for BKB instead.
Yeah, I agree.
Thing's actually onto this Magnus. He's gonna blink out and skewer away as well, so he evades this 5-man from Team Rat in the dark. But I mean, they're all here because they want to take this tower. Is it going to be a trade though? Looks like Void trying to make put some damage onto that bottom tier 1 tower.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And this is what you want to do as a carry player in this game. If you're FOS, you're gonna look to do as much trading as possible until you have some big items. Actually, Mjolnir finished. That's an item I don't like. I'm pretty vocal about this. I think Mjolnir isn't worth the investment because...
Are they actually going to go on anyone right now? It doesn't look like it. Chilling Touch being used on 4 heroes now. Look at the amount of enfeebled... he has 4 levels in enfeeble, right? Yeah. Look how much damage that Lifestealer does.
11 damage. That's with Chilling Touch on.
Nice Burrow Strike, actually. They're going to use everything on... Wow, excellent reverse polarity. Hits 4, but the Skewer only hits 1, though. Sank King's going to go down to the Darks here, and they're going to get the tower. So a 1 for 0, a wasted reverse polarity as well. But everyone's low for the Dire, so they might just go home for the most part. It was a 1 for 1 tower exchange because the Void did get the bottom tower, but at the same time, I mean, they lost the Sank King there.
I want to talk a little bit more about the Mjolnir pickup on the Faceless Void. I feel as if you're gonna go for a Mjolnir, you might as well just go for something else, like to get the attack speed. I don't think the attack speed investment is actually worth it because you're not going to be using that on use that much anyway. The proc doesn't get stronger from the lightning. Nothing really gets better for you. In terms of raw damage output, there are so many other items that are actually just better.
Not only that, but it doesn't really give him any effective HP. He's sitting at only 1,000 health, so he's gonna melt relatively quickly if he doesn't backtrack things. Man, but you know, like every good Void player is just like has that innate skill. It's kind of like the Lone Druid and Tangle thing, except it's with backtrack. You know, just casual backtrack, Sonic Wave or something like that. You know. Yeah. My favorite's when Darkseer's chasing you with an Ion Shell, and you're just like, your character's just going insane, just like he's like dancing. The backtracks. It's the best. Sheepstick actually being picked up by this Queen of Pain. That's going to be a very important item in the future. If she does not get into that Chronosphere, that means that Void isn't really going to be doing any damage in that. So that's pretty important. We'll see if they... her next item, most likely, a smoke. But we're probably going to see a Black King Bar next from the Queen of Pain. There is a lot... Although there is a lot that goes through BKB, the Bane ultimate as well as the... well, 3 really... Yep, 3 ultimates. 4 ultimates. Oh my god, every ultimate pretty much, if you count the slow from the Sand King Epicenter. He doesn't do the damage, but the slow, it is the 30% slow through BKB. Oh, they're gonna catch. They catch the Sand King. They use the sheep on him pretty much instantly. A nice force stat by the Bane keeps him alive. He could turn around and potentially try to use his Burrow Strike, but he doesn't decide to. And everyone backs up from the Dire with the TP support coming in the form of the Magnus.
Darkseer buying an ultimate orb here, probably also gonna get a sheepstick, so they just want to make sure that they can lock down the Void in that Chronosphere for as long as possible. and win
I
fights
kind
that
of like
way.
it.
Yeah.
10-second cooldown for the Sheepstick, so we might not see an engagement for another 10 seconds. Now 9. Nice and feeble once again onto this Lifestealer. He isn't doing much damage at all. That's another reason why the Bane pick's really strong here. Just enfeeble does so well with the Nakes. He's pure right.
But
However,
I mean, you can't
he's still
spell
gonna
it anymore, obviously.
Yeah, the feast damage is still gonna apply. Blink forward and the Sheep once again. The Sonic Wave misses the Bane. Bane 4 saps away, so the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast is also gonna melt. Faceless Void not seen at all here. Everyone running back now. They probably want to deal with the Faceless Void counter pushing. Yep, Desperate Pings coming out. The Void does a decent amount of damage, but the move forward as well. Bane a little bit too aggressive. Void TP's in. Chronosphere hits 3 heroes. Queen of Pain not in that, but it doesn't seem like he's doing that much damage. He does. Oh man, nice reverse polarity, but nice Shallow Grave as well from this. Wow, from the Dazzle. Yeah, look at how much damage everyone's taking. 3 heroes down. There's an Aegis. Looks like they're gonna potentially try to kill the Magnus, but wow, excellent bash from that Void. Picks off the Queen of Pain as well. And Knifeeater is gonna have to run away for his life, but everyone's sitting on pretty low health. These fights are really even.
Again. Yeah, I mean, these fights are really interesting to look at as well, because you see pretty much the entire Radiant team being hit by that wall, and still coming out ahead. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Those illusions do a ton of damage.
Unfortunate that they missed the Ice Blast there. If the Ice Blast hit at least one, it would have been a much easier fight for them.
Of course, an amazing disruption.
Like the Void did that much. The Shallow Grave as well. I mean, his focus target got Shallow Graved. It was the Dazzle in that case. So I mean, the Dazzle did his job by lasting 5 seconds longer. Yeah. Not only that, but I mean, the reverse polarity was still pretty good. Everything was really good in that fight. Nice Shadow Demon play as well, disrupting the disruption before the Sonic Wave. Like, everything was really well played, and it was a really even fight too. Yeah. It seems like it did favor the Radiant slightly, which does make sense. I mean, pretty much it was a 3 for 2, I believe, at the end of that, and the Void lived.
FOS getting another first hit bash on the Queen of Pain. I mean, seems like FOS actually has the skill to control the bash. It's pretty crazy.
He pretty much has his BKB now picked up. He just has to buy it now. Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Going to be pretty important too.
Hyperstone picked up a Lifestealer. Not gonna go for that Skull Basher, but deciding that he wants the attack speed rather, just to be able to lifesteal and possibly mad fight the Void. But I don't think he's gonna be able to without a Skull Basher. I think he needs to make sure that the Void isn't hitting as much as he's hitting the Void.
Yep, maybe just working for some overall assistance in the form of the plus armor. Oh man. Oh, so close as well. About half a second away from that Darkseer Vacuum hitting that Void and canceling his TP. Even a dead Void right there, for sure. Yep. He could have been able to get the Chronosphere, but if Queen of Pain sheeped as well, he was dead.
And it was just team-wide farming from GraTs though. And
excellent teamwork.
Excellent teamwork, yeah.
Good job there. Oh, pinged out Haste Rune. Gonna be bottled by the Magnus, so that's gonna get him in a really good position to use his reverse polarity.
This Darkseer is getting kinda close to Sheepstick actually.
Yeah, he is actually. He's farming quite well. He also has an Iron Branch that isn't his. Really? Just casual steal of the Iron Branch. It is.
Well, everyone needs the Iron Branch.
Yeah. Anyways, hey, that wasn't even my joke, so chat can't get mad at me this time.
No, this time they'll flame me. That's okay, I can take it.
I enjoyed it though.
Thank you, thank you.
Wow, I mean, I think 3 minutes ago I said that the Void had picked up his BKB. He's already sitting at 1800 gold.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's really like flash farming.
Yeah.
I mean, the 18 stack helped for sure there too.
Yeah,
so.
definitely. I think he got the majority of it. With Sanking actually picking up 1 or 2 creeps, from what I saw.
I mean, it's a good hero to put farm on as well. He's only about 450 gold away from his dagger, which is going to be a really big item as well.
Yeah,
if he can just guarantee that he gets his epicenter off, right? It's going to be a lot more damage.
Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't really seen that many good epicenters yet.
It seems like the Dio team are actually getting ready for Roche here, but Roche isn't respawning in quite a while.
It's about 40 seconds, I would say.
Yeah, but they have the timing wrong a bit, and this is gonna give GraTs some time to respond to this. And I mean, we see them actually respond, right?
Look at that.
Oh, they want to come from that side.
To take, it's gonna go right through a sentry ward. We'll see if they see it or not.
Yeah.
It's a bit hard to tell.
Oh, it's gonna run out in 10 seconds. It's not actually gonna be there.
Oh, that's actually quite important. Dang.
They are
the
gonna
other
find
thing
the
is,
engine apparition though.
even though they walk by it, you do not see the icons on the minimap. You'd have to actually be actively looking there. Look at the pings coming out though. Do they expect something?
Maybe. Maybe they feel like they need a new sentry ward right there.
Oh,
Roche has actually respawned and he started doing it.
Yep, AA is gonna take the full brunt of the attack right now. He gets
it.
revealed. The second gets revealed. They know. They see him.
No.
And the pings are coming out. Everyone should be in a really good situation right now because there are 5 from the Radiant as well. But nice split as well. The Chronosphere only hits 1 and a blink forward too. But they're actually gonna pretty much do as much damage as possible onto this Lifestealer. But he does have the Shadow Grip. Nice reverse polarity, hitting 2 as well though. This is pretty much looks like it's favoring the Radiant. Queen of Pain's gonna go down pretty much instantly. She buys back. Lifestealer doing a lot of damage though. Are they gonna be able to get the kill on the Faceless Void? Pretty much one more attack, but the the Nightmare coming out pretty much guaranteed to save. Nice blink forward as well as the Force Staff, getting the last hit onto that Sand King.
Oh, the backtracks! Faceless Void backtracking. Oh,
there we go. Nice blink forward. And does he have enough for a buyback? He does. Are they going to use it in this case? This is yet again another really nice play. The buybacks have been pretty phenomenal coming out of Team Rat. Every time they're buybacking, they're doing it with purpose. They're getting the Roshan here pretty much freely because of the lack of buyback on the Void, Magnus, and Sand King. While the Void and the Sand King do have it, they're just not using it. So they feel like they can give up this Roche, I guess.
Interesting decision by the Magnus right there to blink into the Chronosphere and basically get focused straight away. It took a disruption to save him, so he did get the reverse polarity off. But I mean, that disruption is something you want to have to go on someone else. You don't want to have to waste
that was
on
a
someone
communication
basically.
issue.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive that was a communication issue because I think he wanted to blink forward and then skewer the Lifestealer back into his team, and that's why he did that rather than use a reverse polarity there. But the Chronosphere, he wasn't expecting it. Neither was I, to be honest. It only hit 1 hero in that fight.
Yeah.
And it let the AA just like get the easiest combo of his life because of that blink forward by the Magnus.
Yeah.
It was just a really nice. It was iffy communication from that Void, but nice play from the from Team Rat as well to make use of that situation.
Yeah. Sheepstick picked up here on the Darkseer. He's actually finished it now, and that's going to be very, very important. As we talked about earlier, if you can lock down that Faceless Void in that Chronosphere, you're most likely going to win the fight, right? Because Faceless Void doesn't really have the damage outside of it. That bash double damage really, really helps. Especially since he's focusing so much on attack speed with this Mjolnir.
See what the team decided to do. It looks like a grouping forward. The Dazzle does have a smoke on him. He actually picked up a point booster. We'll see if he decides to go for that Aghanims. It's a pretty good item on Dazzle as well, but I mean, seeing as he is supporting pretty hard, it's going to be a little bit away. 3,000 gold, you know.
Bane did decide to actually pick up his Rod of Athos, but now he's going for a Necrobook. So, pretty interesting item progression right here.
Hey, he's 7-1, so any people looking to improve their Bane, look at this item build. I mean, just got to do it, man. Just got to get that Rod of Athos.
Has he even used it
The
yet?
Refresher. I don't know if you've spoken about it, but Refresher picked up on the Magnus.
Oh,
that's going to be really massive for the next upcoming.
That is incredibly big.
Yep. And then the pure damage follow-up by the Faceless Void, opting to go for the Chrysalis right now.
Yeah.
Most likely going to be upgraded to the Daedalus.
Yeah, quite far away from it though. It's only sitting at 400 gold right now.
Really neck and neck right now. Of course, this is game 2 of the semifinals. Team Rat in the Dark is leading 1-0 off of an unfortunate disconnect problem by Team GraTs though. But for the most part, at least in terms of the graphs, it's still a really even game in game 2. So it could go either way. Oh, they're expecting potential smoke gang coming from the mid lane as drawn by the minimap there. Blink forward pretty aggressively by that Queen of Pain.
Really risky.
Yeah, I don't know
she
how
does
I
have
like
the
that.
Aegis, but you don't want to waste that Aegis. I mean, a waste is a waste.
I mean, GraTs though, just making sure that they're not going to get engaged right now. They're being really safe in terms of positioning. Look at all the pings coming out at the same time.
God.
Man, ping Dota. Oh, Lifestealer looks like he wants to be aggressive as well. Do they want to engage on this Faceless Void? Open Wounds is going to be used, but then the almost immediate enfeeble by that Bane, making sure that pretty much like 20 damage is being dealt by that Lifestealer. Of course, Feast will still apply, as mentioned before, but for the most part, really negating a lot of the damage that he will deal.
Yeah. Oh,
Sheepstick going on. Nice Ice Blast catching the Bane as well. The Sonic Wave pretty much misses. Oh man, yet another Chronosphere and Magnus kind of mishap there. They're going to Sheep as well on this Magnus. The Sand King Epicenter is going to hit pretty much primarily onto this Queen of Pain, but in the meantime, Faceless Void goes down. Fiend's Grip used on the Queen of Pain, but a nice Shallow Grave as well. Lifestealer looks to be aggressive, but a nice disruption too. the Aegis is going to be used up by this Queen of Pain, but this fight is definitely favoring the Dire right now. And Rat's chasing. Nice TP though coming out from the Magnus, manages to secure his life there.
And
Man,
again,
there's
just
some
miscommunication.
Yeah.
Magnus would have pretty much hit 4 heroes with that reverse polarity, but that Void kind of just messed him up.
Yeah, kind of interesting vacuum as well. He vacuumed the Magnus out of the Chronosphere in this case, but it was nearing its end, and they did have some nice combo chained as well. I don't know, there's some slight lapse of communication there, I guess, coming out from GraTs though. But this is still anyone's game, as I said. They did use the Aegis in that fight, but they look like they want to secure this top tier 2 tower.
Defect only getting the epicenter on the Darkseer is a pretty big misplay as well. I think it was the Darkseer, right? It might have been the Queen of Pain.
It was the Queen of Pain actually in that case, and she had the Aegis up too. So, I mean, she was the primary aggressor there, so it kind of was like a little bit of a zoning epicenter, I guess, as you could say, but not optimal in terms of damage, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Pause coming out for now.
Look at the
now's
stars.
a really good time. Yeah, I know.
Looks amazing. The AA ulti.
I know. It's probably going to hit as well. The Magnus is sheeped, of course. Alright, looks like we're going right away. Is this going to hit? It is going to hit pretty much instantly. Is Magnus going to go down, though? Nice disruption. I don't know if he could have... Oh, they're actually going to back out now. They do secure the tower, so it is a small victory as well. They potentially could have gone on that mag, but decided against it. Did I see a mech?
Did you see a mech?
Yes, Shadow Demon has picked up a mech.
So here's what we were talking about.
It.
That late mech pickup, they feel it's worth it, even though it's no longer mid game. It is still a really good item, obviously.
Yeah.
If so, even because it evens out the heal coming out.
I guess, yeah. And of course, you're not going to see one of those insane Ice Blasts hitting like 5 heroes. If they are, then there's probably some.
There's probably something else that's going to kill them anyway, right? Of course, it does combo pretty well with the Darkseer, with the vacuum. So maybe? Maybe?
Take a look at this Lifestealer.
Smoke in the mid lane.
Oh yeah. They're going straight through. Potentially going to be catching in a 4v5 engagement. They see this Queen of Pain farming as well. Nice ward there placed. Are they going to try to pick her off? They know which direction she's heading as well. This could be a pretty important pickup for them, as she does not have buyback right now, having picked up a Mystic Staff relatively early. Most likely going to be for that Shiva's. In fact, that's pretty much her only option, so there we go. I don't know if she knows this is coming. It's like cue Jaws theme right now. They actually decide to turn around though.
I don't think so.
Oh, no. There we go. Spin could be in for a world of hurt. Oh, Blink Forward as well as a reverse polarity. They're going to use a reverse polarity here. Skewer back as well. Shadow Demon uses his ultimate as well, and she pretty much melts. She's going to be on the sidelines for about 70 seconds as well. And this is kind of a precarious situation for the Dire too. Are they going to decide to try to be the aggressors here and try to take this mid tower? Maybe just buying time for the Queen of Pain to respawn?
I don't know how I like this Mystic Staff pickup on Queen of Pain. That can only mean Shiva's. Yeah. That's not what you want here. You want a BKB. Even though reverse polarity goes through it and the Chronosphere.
I mean, everything goes through it though. That's the really
that's true. But it's still a lot of magic damage that you're gonna be dodging. I mean, she died so fast that the Bane didn't even have time to cast Brain Zap.
Yeah.
That's how fast she died there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's gonna be a lot of work for this Dazzle, that's for sure. Just making sure he gets appropriate Shallow Graves.
Yeah.
AA using his ultimate for the top lane, just trying to clear some of the creeps there. It's going to hit the Magnus as well, but not too big a deal. They're not going to go on this, though. A Reaver actually now being picked up by the Lifestealer. He looks like he's going to most likely go for his heart now. Sitting at a healthy 2,000 health. Oh, man. Are they going to be able to pick off this Lifestealer, though? That's going to be a really important pickup. Oh man, he's running. The Chronosphere ends up being used as well. Are they going to be using the Fiend's Grip too? It seems like it. They really want to secure this kill, and he goes down. He doesn't have enough for buyback either. A nice vacuum as well, but the backing bar being used by the Faceless Void. Reverse polarity hitting the Darkseer. Is Darkseer going to go down? Nice epicenter as well. This time it hits a lot of heroes, and a great Burrow Strike too. Are they going to pick off this Darkseer though? He gets his wall off, but right before he dies. Nice ultimate used by the Shadow Demon as well. They're going to pick off this Queen of Pain as well. A 3-for-0 exchange. She's on the sidelines for yet another 70 seconds and does not have buyback. Neither is her buyback on this Lifestealer. Oh, is this going to hit? Oh, barely. Imagine if that Ward Staff had made him get killed there. I think he would have been saying some choice words to his teammates. But a nice Ward Staff to dodge that Ice Blast from the Ancient Apparition.
Oh, Defect decides to go in there.
His Darks are going to go down here. A nice vacuum, but I think he bought back for that too. Yes, he did. Wow, what a crazy turnaround now.
Yeah.
And this is kind of starting to spiral now. It was about a 4,500 gold advantage in favor of the Dire. Now just look at the swing. It's going further and further up. I'm pretty much just watching these graphs just go crazy. That's 4 heroes down on the sidelines now, and then the buyback being used by the Darks here is just going to further delay his items.
Also, Faceless Void can actually pick up his Daedalus right now. That's going to be so big, if he decides to, obviously.
With Roshan spawning in about 2 minutes, I wouldn't be surprised if he picks it up and then they go straight for the Rosh.
Yeah.
However, it's really risky, so either way would be good.
Middle tower has fallen.
Excellent play there by that tank, and gets a really good epicenter off, as well as just a really nice choice Fiend script, making sure that they do kill the, I believe it was the Lifestealer there initially.
Yeah.
And because of the amount of insane AoE kind of team fight centered ultimates that they have, they can afford to get solo pickoffs if it's the right hero. We saw a nice reverse polarity to kill off that Queen of Pain, and we saw a Chronosphere being used to kill off that Lifestealer. So I mean, if they trade one hero kill for one big ultimate, that's going to be a win every time. With a refresher orb as well, I mean,
yeah.
Magnus is doing so much work.
Also sitting at 4,000 gold right now. Wonder what he's gonna pick up next. Maybe just save for my back, like over and over.
Okay.
Doesn't really need any more items, but could see a Shivas maybe. What else could we see? A
It's about 30
Fury?
seconds for Roche right now, by the way, so they're just kind of biding their time. They get this one stacked Ancient.
Actually decides to pick up an Eagle Song. It's the Faceless Void. ThO decides that he doesn't really need to crit harder, but he does want to attack faster.
Yep. Not only that, but I mean, if Lifestealer's not hitting him,
yeah,
like 30% of the time or so, it's still good.
Yeah.
He is pretty far away from his MKB if he decides to go that path too.
Speaking of Lifestealer, Sifla has actually finished his Heart of the Rest. And that's a pretty big item pickup, I feel. If he can survive long enough to start lifestealing again, then...
So Roche is up now. They are smoked though. This is 4 heroes now smoked actually. They do check it, and it seems like no one's at Roche right now. But unfortunately, the ward only sees the Lifestealer, and they kill it as well. The Ancient Apparition did have the gem. However, they do know that because Lifestealer did not have the gem. Someone was in that area and smoked. Yeah. So GraTs though is going to be well aware of this fact.
And also, putting that Ice Vortex right there to scout out the Roche gives away their positioning a bit. I mean, that AA isn't going to be there. They want to have this
high ground initiation. This is really important. Nice blink board as well as reverse polarity. They're going to get the Chronosphere as well, most likely. Perfect chaining there as well. They're going to get kills on both the Queen of Pain as well as the Dazzle almost instantly. And the Lifestealer is going to go on with a nice Fiend Script. Nice Burrow Strike as well. Going to catch his Darks here. What a sick team play. Wow. Great reverse polarity.
Yeah, and what we're going to see right now is GraTs rushing to take these racks and get as much as they can in the base, and then backing out and take Roshan on the way back.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Flawless chain stun there by that Faceless Void. He waited the exact amount of time to use that Chronosphere, and that was just like maximum effect team fight there. Just like 100% efficiency.
This Bane really doesn't want to finish his Necrobook. Picking up an ultimate orb this time. I don't know. I think a Necrobook could be very useful.
Just one of every item, you know. They're getting it. It's working for them. I mean, they take the mid racks. Look at the spike in the graphs. It went from about a 5,000 advantage in favor of the Dire to about a 7,500. They're going to get multiple Raxes as well. The Queen of Pain, once again, does not have that buyback because of that Mystic Staff pickup, and it's been hurting her pretty much for the past 10 minutes now.
Yeah, I don't think that was a correct pickup.
And the Lifestealer as well doesn't have any buyback. This is going to be pretty much a straight true Raxes. And then they might even be going back into the Roche to get the Aegis for the final Rax. We'll see what they decide to do.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
And I think they're gonna pick up Roche on the way back. Magnus TPing back though means that they might not want to. Oh yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Deciding against it for now. Being safe. If they lose a big team fight here, I mean it's gonna. It's very hard for them to be behind now. They have a really big advantage in the favor of 2 Raxes, both the mid and the bot lane. But they want to be safe, and this is the right play. Ping's coming out for the Dire. They want to see if the Roshan was attempted. And they go for it right away, pretty much. So they're pretty much giving up the Roche. This is going to be the third Roche as well, both the Aegis and the Cheese. We'll see if they pick up the Cheese this time.
Yeah,
the last game,
earlier game
the Cheese was not picked up.
They just kind of left it. And I think that was a pretty massive mistake, actually, because I think Lifestealer could actually use it.
Yep.
Or he could have last game. Maybe not this game, because he's dying way too fast.
Yet another smoke being used. However, the Lifestealer is going to get the Aegis, and the Cheese is going to go to the Queen of Pain now.
I'm not so sure about
Void
that.
was not in that smoke. They do have both the reverse polarity, as well as in about 18 seconds, they have the Refresher Orb for the second reverse polarity. So we'll see if that happens or not. There is buyback on the Sand King, as well as the Bane, as well as the Magnus, sitting at 6,200 gold. Man, that is one rich Magnus. Oh man, force that forward, as well as a nice disruption. They're going to try to engage here. Sheep being used on Sleazel. He's going to get pretty much the brunt of the damage by the Queen of Pain. Nice time walk forward, as well as a Chronosphere. He's going to focus on the Dazzle. They really want to get this Dazzle out of the way. He goes down. Nice blink forward. Reverse polarity only hitting the Queen of Pain. And then the second reverse polarity hits too, though. They're going to take this Queen of Pain down relatively soon. Nice. Oh man, that Ice Blast hits so many, and so much damage is being taken by the Radiant right now because of the Darkseer wall. Man, that was actually a pretty interesting fight, which the Dire actually ended up getting the favored engagement there with a nice Ice Blast, Chain Vacuum, as well as the Darkseer wall.
This is what I was talking about earlier, about how Ancient Apparition, he actually synergizes really, really well with that Darkseer.
There's the
and
buyback
if you
from
can
the
get that
Magnus.
combo, it is going to be massive. Look at
Strange
the Void.
buyback, though.
Yeah.
It's a very necessary buyback, I guess, but he does not have the reverse polarity, nor does he have his Refresher Orb up, so there's going to be much happening there. And it looks like they want to do as much damage to this mid lane as possible. Nice play here by the Faceless Void, though. This is the appropriate action to make. He needs to split push. He does have a TP up, though.
Radiant's middle
But his
tower
Chronosphere
has
is down for another 40 seconds or so. And they are going to wisely back off. And
Yeah,
probably
just look at this
defend
Void. He's just split pushing so hard. And I mean, two lanes down with no racks, you can't really ever break into the enemy base unless you're
Dire's
extremely
middle
farmed in the
tower
late game.
is under attack.
Yep. Magnus bought a plate mail and still has 3,500 gold. So that's pretty rich.
What do you think about this cheese pickup on the Queen of Pain? I think they probably should have done it the other way around.
Dire's structures
Because
are
she didn't even have
fortified.
time to use it. She doesn't have enough health to survive a single stun. I mean,
I agree with you.
Talked about it earlier, how that Mystic Step, it doesn't really... It's pretty much a wasted pickup. Like, it's so much gold put into an item that does nothing for her. She doesn't need a mana, she has a
Nothing
sheep stat.
dead. Yeah.
She's not gonna auto attack, she doesn't need a damage. You can't
I mean, the
auto-attack when
attack
you're dead.
speed slow aura could be pretty good for that Faceless Void, as well as just general armor aura for your team, I believe, that the Sheepas gives. But still, I mean, I'd much rather have a little bit more survivability in the form of that BKB, although it's not the most efficient item in this game.
And even if you really want to go for the Shivas, aren't you gonna focus on the plate mail first? The Mystic Staff just does nothing. I'm not
A little bit of a
sure.
slower pace now.
Yeah.
It's about a 10,000 gold advantage in favor of GraTs, though, now. A great comeback from them so far, as well as about a 16 to 17,000 experience lead. So they're sitting very comfortable right now, and playing very smartly, might I add.
Magnus has decided to buy an Assault Curious, just to help out that Void further.
And
And
We've seen some
also,
great play from both teams, by the way. I mean, I just want to cement the fact that that Ice Blast, as well as Darkseer Vacuum into
Yeah.
Wall combination, pretty much just won them that fight there and
Yeah.
then. They were pretty much losing that fight beforehand with the pickoff on the Dazzle as well
oh
as
yeah,
the Queen of Pain.
definitely losing. I would
Yeah.
say getting crushed, almost.
Yep. So really nice play from both teams, really. I mean,
Darkseer
that's really
getting a
what we've
plate
come to
mail here.
appreciate.
I wonder what that is
Yep.
for. Probably just the raw stats. Most likely not going to be able to pick up a Shivas, because then what is the Queen of Pain going to buy?
Double Shivas.
Double Shivas. Well, maybe.
No, most likely not.
No.
Pings everywhere right now.
Oh,
they're
look at
they're
this.
showing their path, the way they want to go. There's an Invis rune that is going to be picked up most likely by the Magnus, I'd like to say. Yep. Nope, deciding against picking it up. Both teams kind of avoiding each other for now. There could have been a time to kill the Faceless Void, but they dodge it.
Yeah. I mean, they don't really know where he's going. And the safer move is to not run into where you think the enemy is right now. Not without vision on the enemy team. Necrobook actually picked up now on Bane. Only Necrobook level 2 so far. But
Yep, still going to be pretty strong.
yeah, especially if you win a team fight, that Necrobook helps you push a lot faster. If it's the longest push.
Let's take a look at the buybacks, actually. That's going to be pretty important for this next fight. There is 2 buybacks, the Sand King as well as a Faceless Void, and just 1 buyback in the favor of that Lifestealer, who does have his Aegis as well, though. So he's going to be a bit of a pain to bring down. No one else really has buyback. Queen of Pain's starting to get there. Still just has that, you know, standard naked Mystic Staff.
Yeah. I harp on it a lot, but I feel as if that's actually kind of losing the game.
Back the clock.
She's done a lot since picking that up.
Dazzle slowly but surely. I mean, he's been working on it all game, but he's getting a little bit closer to his Aghanim Scepter. He did pick up a Ghost Scepter beforehand, though. So going the Scepter build, strong.
Do you really like the Aghanim Scepter here? I feel as if the team fights aren't really lasting long enough to make use of it.
I mean, it's still a strong item in either case, but at the same time, if he uses it like 10 seconds before he expects a fight to happen, and his entire team gets that plus armor, it's going to be pretty important, but it really depends on how he uses it.
Yeah.
Man, this is so close. Kind of, once again, a castle defense format coming out from the Dire squad here, from Rat in the Dark. Their bottom and their mid lane are pushing, but I mean, while Void's not farming the jungle, there are 4 heroes from the Radiant, just keeping the pressure up onto this top lane.
Look at how smart this is from Rat in the Dark. Sending the Ancient Apparition bottom because he has the global ulti, and sending the Queen of Pain mid to deal with the pushing. Just because these are the heroes that can get back into the fight as fast as possible.
Yeah. Did you see that ward though? The ward from the Dire on the top, showing that lane? That's really nice ward. On the top of that ramp, Brock Lee is pretty much standing on top of it. It's perfect. I mean, it's showing exactly what they need. They want to see the initiation like path as well.
Yeah.
But of course, as we had mentioned, while we were talking about this wording, I mean, look at the Radiant. They pretty much have the entire jungle covered. There isn't really anywhere that can be farmed safely for the Dire.
Smoke.
Yeah, are they going to be going on this? It's really just 2 heroes smoked, and they're going to go into the mid lane. And there is no ward here as well.
I'm locking camera on Magnus.
Yep. Here we go. He's going to blink forward. He's just going to run away, but he gets sheeped in the time being. A little bit of a weird engagement. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, so we are going to see a little bit more kind of posturing in the top lane here. Look how much damage the mid and bot lanes are doing.
Yeah.
This game is really close. Here we go. There's the Fortify being forced, as well as the Open Wounds onto this Void. Sheepstick as well coming out. A nice Ancient Apparition ultimate. Actually, it only catches 1. I think Faceless Void was disrupted during that time.
Yep.
And they're just going to continue right now with the Necro Book as well as the Faceless Void doing damage. Skewer back onto this. They're actually going to use the Reverse Polarity onto this Dark, so he gets his wall off in time. Nice Chain Stun as well. They're going to catch him out. Does he have buyback though? It doesn't seem like it. A nice Reverse Polarity yet again onto this Queen of Pain. Sand King actually doing as much damage as possible with his Epicenter. He might go down though, but they are focusing all their efforts onto this Lifestealer. Is Void going to go down beforehand? It doesn't seem like it. And the time being, looks like Sand King is going to go down to the combined efforts of the Ancient Apparition as well as Queen of Pain. Buyback being forced by the Lifestealer. He pretty much goes in. Looks like Queen of Pain wants to be so aggressive onto this Faceless Void, but he's going to get the kill on her instead. And now Lifestealer yet again running for his life. Ancient Apparition Ice Blast hitting the Magnus. He doesn't really...
look at this man fight by the throne.
Bash is coming out. He goes down, but the GG ends up being called. We're going to go to a Game 3, ladies and gentlemen. This is the semifinals of the GosuCup Americas. Game 3 coming up.
Stay tuned.